All right, guys. Well, welcome to Autofunnel 2.0, the release event. This is amazing. We didn't do an Autofunnel 1.0 release event because we really, at the very beginning, only had one product, which was pages, where you could create pages. That was it. Then we added Bookle, and then we added a lot more stuff. But as you're going to see, we're about to more than double the amount of tools and software we have inside of Autofunnel. More than double that today. So some pretty exciting stuff, all right? So this is going to be the release event. I'm going to go over everything. Got a couple of surprises for you guys. Then at the end of this, we'll do a little Q&A and have some fun. So before we get started, we just crossed our first year anniversary, and we had over 30,000 people make books with Bookle. If you can believe it or not, 30,000, over 20,000 pages were made with Autofunnel, and that was all in the first year. So thank you, guys. It's been an amazing year, and we could not have done this without you. You guys are instrumental. Your feedback, learning what you want, how to make the best product for you is what keeps us going. So I really do appreciate you guys. And we're just getting started, as you'll see today. So now let's discuss the future of Autofunnel, where we're going, and this is happening now. So today we're releasing 5 new pieces of software, plus another big surprise at the end. So let's start by looking at the 2.0 updates from Bookle and Pages, right? Pages are where you create your funnel, and then Bookle is where you create books. These were the 2 core products that people used in the last year, and we have some pretty good 2.0 updates for those. So let's start by checking that out. All right, guys, so let's check out Bookle 2.0. Now, if you've been using the Autofunnel suite of software, you're probably familiar with a lot of these features, but I'm actually going to build a book for you live for a very good reason. Since we are building all of this software ourselves, we can have it all be completely connected. So you're going to see me build a book, then Autofunnel is going to make it into a website. Then we're going to build a whole entire follow-up sequence, all because we already have the information about this book, all the way down to building a podcast about this same book, creating a whole entire business from beginning to end, all starting here with Bookle. So the first thing I'm going to do is generate a new book by clicking the plus sign. Now, this book is going to be called the Social Media Marketing Playbook, and we're going to create a book here that's going to help people grow their social media. AI is going to do it. And remember, the cool thing about Bookle is it's the only AI software in the world that creates books with your ideas in it. So if you actually know about social media or whatever you're building, you can actually inject those ideas into the software. So for a description here, we have this in-depth guide teaches you how to get followers and dominate social media in any niche market. So I'm going to click on next here, and then we could talk about our audience, and I think that's a good idea. We're going to say entrepreneurs, and then the writing tone. Let's do this kind of relaxed. I want this to be kind of a chill book that people really enjoy. They read and don't take too serious. We're going to sell this book for like $4. This is going to be the very beginning of our huge entire business funnel, right? As you see, we're going to build out so much cool stuff, but this is the beginning part. Now, for structure, I don't really have anything in there. I did have a specific thing I wanted to add to chapter 1, but I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a second. All right, so here we go. We have a bunch of different covers on the right-hand side that we can choose from, and whatever we think is going to go most with the vibe of this book. And you know what? This is a new one that we just released. We have new covers consistently coming out. And of course, you can change the colors of them down here, but I really like this one, so we're going to go with that. Now, I wanted to make sure we had an introductory paragraph, and we do, setting the stage, foundations of social media marketing. Here I'm going to put in something because I want to add a little bit of my flavor, my uniqueness to this book. So I'm going to say in this section, make sure to mention my name is Trey Smith, and I've been marketing on social media since 2005. Also mention they should post at least once per day on each social network, and I call this the spread method. Now I'm going to add this note, and I made that up on the spot, but even with coming up with unique names or calling something cool like that, Bookle will actually figure it out and then come up with a whole entire reason behind it, even a backstory. It's pretty amazing stuff. Now I could do a small, a medium, or a large book. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do a large book, and now Bookle is generating the book for me. Awesome. And here we have our book that was made in a matter of minutes. We even have sub headlines here. Of course, I can change out any of this, the author name, etc. And you can see we have setting the stage, foundations of social media marketing. All right. So this does an intro. This is great. It's writing in this relaxed style. It's introducing me, talking about all of my history, just like I put in there. Now let's see if it brings up that method I talked about. And I bet if I go down here, okay, check this out. Everyday hustle, the power of daily post. When it comes to social media marketing, consistency is key, right? So it's taking those notes and expanding on them. Think of it as the daily hustle. And this is in that relaxed tone. So it's showing up and making your mark every single day. The next part, boom, introducing the spread method. And it does it all for you. So pretty cool stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this book, and we're done with Bookle. We could edit this. We could regenerate parts out of it if we wanted to. We'd use AI and do all kinds of cool stuff. But literally, that's how fast it is to make the first part of your business what people are going to see when they first see you advertising online or clicking links in your bio, etc. So now let me show you how with Autofunnel, we're going to turn this into a whole entire sales page to sell the book. So as you can see, we have our book right here. We can copy a public URL and share that with friends and family. We can duplicate this book. We can download multiple different copies like PDF and EPUB, all kinds of fancy stuff. One for Word here as well. But instead, I'm going to go over here to funnels. And I'm going to create a brand new funnel, and I'm going to choose to sell a book. Now, this is going to walk me through exactly what we're about to build. We're about to have a lead page, a book sales page, a checkout page, an upsell page, and a thank you page, all right? So what does that mean? First, we're going to have a lead page. We're going to collect people's email. That way, if they don't purchase the book, we can follow up with them. We're going to use AI to automatically follow up with them with one of the new products we're going to show you today. Then after that, we're going to have the book sales page, right? That's going to tell them all the benefits of the book, get them excited so they pull the trigger. Then we have the checkout page. That's where they're going to put in their credit card information. Then we have the upsell page. That's where you can sell a course and some other stuff if you want to. It's optional. And then, of course, the thank you page. Here's a link to your book. We're glad that you are checking this stuff out. Thank you for being a customer. All right, so I'm going to click next here. And then now we're going to choose our book. And obviously, we have the social media marketing playbook right there. It's going to pull in all my stuff. I'm going to sell this one for $5 flat. Click next. And then it's asking me about my upsell page. Now, I'm actually not going to do an upsell on this for the sake of brevity. So we're going to skip that. And now we're choosing the tone for the sales copy on the page. And you know what? Let's go with something that, let's do a confident. I want to have a confident tone of the sales copy. Not too cocky, but definitely a little confident so they feel like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then I can choose a design style that I want to be inspired with this. And you know what? I think I'm going to go with this one, kind of a minimal design style there. And then we'll click next, and it's going to build out everything. You can see it happening right here. The lead page, the book sales page, the checkout page, and the thank you page, all with AI. And boom, here we go, the social media marketing playbook. This is a whole entire business built around the book with Bookle. So we can click here and look at the sales page. Awesome. So this looks great. I really like the background image. I think we chose the right picture. It makes the book pop. The book looks awesome. We have really strong sales copy written as well. And that's the cool thing about this book pitch page. It's actually a long form sales copy that's based on the same one that I used to sell 28,000 different books. So I know this one works extremely well. So you can see we have these cool images again in that same art style. We go down, we have bullet points, we talk about the book, all the different stuff in the book, et cetera, because we have all of that data inside of Autofunnel. So of course, this is just the sales page. We also have the lead page, the checkout page, and the thank you page where they can download their book once they purchase. Now, if you would have gotten Autofunnel a month ago, that's where everything would have stopped. But we decided to add some amazing new products that I'm going to show you now. Awesome, guys. So pretty amazing stuff. And if you haven't used the updates that we've made in Bookle and Pages, make sure to check that out. So now in this scenario, our product is done. We have a book and the full website funnel is created. And with Autofunnel 1.0, again, that would be the end. And still, it's amazing, right? We live in a crazy time. That would have been impossible 2 years ago. But how do we take this to the next level? So here's 3 new tools that we created that automate the marketing of your products. The first one's called Contacts. As you can imagine, it's going to focus on having contacts, but we do a bunch of automation here that no other company in the world does, as you'll see. And then Broadcast. If you want to send out a single message to someone on your contact list, you can do that easily, write it with AI. And then Workflows. This is a more advanced version that has SMS texting and email follow-up that's all based on behaviors. And of course, it's all created for you instantly with AI. All right, so each of these tools seamlessly connects with everything inside of Autofunnel, and it lets you create amazing marketing with a single click of a button. So here's how these 3 new tools work. All right, guys, so when you log into Autofunnel 2.0, you'll notice that you're going to have a different new category here called Outreach. Now, Outreach has 3 different products in them. The first one's Contacts. It's our first version of a CRM, a customer relationship management system. And we're doing some really interesting stuff that no one's actually ever done before. So for example, when someone opts in and gives you their email address in your funnel or makes a sale, it automatically tags with the page that they converted on. So you have that data automatically. You don't have to set up anything. It's all just immediately done. We also added a feature called Smart List. And this is pretty cool. You can create any list for anyone that takes a specific action on a page or maybe enters their email address but only in one funnel. And then you can easily email those people later on, as you'll see in a minute. Then, of course, if you want to, you can always go over here, look at all your tags, find out how many contacts are tagged for each one, and change those settings as well. So contacts is the first part here. It's where you can go through, see everyone who's on your email list, see the people who are purchasing your products, and then you can even tell a story and see the journey that they took in order to be a customer. So pretty cool stuff here. All right, guys, so now we're going to dive in deeper into Outreach, and you can see now we have a lot more options here. I'm going to show you 2 different products now that I think are probably the coolest new thing you're going to see today, but that could be very arguable because a lot of people think I saved the best for last. But for me, this was so exciting. And the reason is, this is something we've wanted to do forever. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know we send a lot of emails. We follow up with people really, really well. Well, writing those emails is a huge pain. Workflows will create huge email series automatically for you based on our data that all reaches a goal to get a customer to purchase, to get them to stick around and more. Now, Broadcast up here is going to be if you want to send a single email out. We'll talk about that in a second as well. So you can see I have some different workflows here, but we're going to add a new one. And I got some great options. I can do a welcome sequence, right? So if someone opts in, enters their email address from my blog or maybe from my Instagram, I can automatically have a welcome sequence for them. We could do after they purchase, right? Let's say they purchase, but they don't get an upsell. We could follow up with them automatically on that. This one's the one we're going to do because we already built a book with Bookle and then a whole entire website, right? So now we're going to promote that book. All right, so now we could do any other book out there, but of course, we're going to stick with social media marketing. It's going to pull all the details here, and we could make this campaign go for 1 to 3 days. We could have it go super long, go for a month, etc. So I'm going to create this, and Workflows just built it out that fast. You can see here, we have multiple different emails to get people to follow up about this book and get them excited about purchasing it. We can click on these and see a lot more information, of course, get in there and edit it and more. But you'll notice that we have a few other options here too. So first off, we are going to fire this off when a new contact is added to a specific funnel. So we can click on here and get more details of that. Then we're going to wait 1 day after sending them this email, and then we're going to follow up with a second email. And we're also going to do an SMS text message. You can add as many things as you want to your workflow or just let our system build it out for you. So I can say, you know what, I want to make sure this sends from Autofunnel. We're going to do the Los Angeles time zone, and we can set up a goal if we wanted to and more. Once I'm done, I go up to save and launch. And it's that simple. Now my text and email campaign is out there right now generating sales in 2 seconds. So this has never been done before, not with AI. And we're really excited about that product. As I mentioned, we also can do broadcasts. Super simple. I'll show you how to do it. You'll use broadcast when you want to send just a single email to either your whole entire list or a segment that you choose in your contacts. So you can see here we have a bunch of different broadcasts. We can see how many people received the email, how many people opened it, and how many people clicked. And then here at the top, I can choose to do a new broadcast. And this is going to look familiar, very similar to how we prompt with Bookle and Autofunnel. This is for a single time. So you can choose your tone here, and then you can write a description, and then you're ready to go. Now, if you just want to send an email by itself and you don't want to use AI, then you just skip this step and it will take you straight over to the editor. All right, then you get to choose your different template. You can see we have some great templates, and the team did a fantastic job designing this. Once you're ready, you can just click Save and Continue. Now to complete the campaign, I'm going to choose to send this from Autofunnel, and I can also choose a smart list. And I'll just go with everyone here. And then I have my email subject line. I can send that now or send it at a later date. Then we press Launch, and of course I can edit here as well, and we're good to go. How cool is that? 3 new products that all use AI. They're tied in with everything inside of Autofunnel to help you market stuff instantly. So this has actually been a dream of mine for years. See, I know that follow-up is the key to success. It's absolutely the only reason we've been able to grow Autofunnel as fast as we have. And now it can all be done in seconds with the 2.0 update. Now, after you've made a product, built a funnel, and created the follow-up, how are you going to promote it? Right? We came up with a solution for that too. As great as follow-up is, it's not going to get you new people to find out about your product. And we know from talking to you, it's one of the biggest problems out there. So introducing Podcaster. This is the only software tool in the world that will generate amazing podcasts with AI. You can choose any topic, and our software will make perfect podcast episodes for you. And you can use your voice or a professional voiceover artist. You can do either one. And it's super easy to add in advertisements for your products into the podcast, and you can make unlimited podcasts with it. So let's check out Podcaster, first time we've ever shown this off. So last, but certainly not least, again, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the fan favorite today. And it's pretty cool for a couple different reasons. It's called Podcaster. It actually creates great podcasts, just like Bookle writes great books. And it's also a precursor to our Courser software that will be coming out later this year that will create full entire courses with AI. This is kind of like doing that, but just for podcasts. And it's pretty amazing. So let me show it to you. So you can see I have a bunch of different podcasts here, but I'm going to add a new one now. And we're going to go ahead and already have this figured out. It's going to be called Social Media Rockstar Podcast. We're going to use this to promote our book and our new business, right? We're using all of these tools to dominate this little market and be known in the social media space. So I'm going to click on Next here. Now Podcaster is creating images for our podcast. So we have a few different ones to choose from. I like this one here. We can also change the graphics around, even change the whole design. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to click on Next. Now I'm going to choose music for the podcast. When we started building out Podcaster, we noticed it was really boring if you don't have any music in there. So we're using AI to generate music for you that's going to fade out in the beginning. So I can choose from all these different options, but I'm going to do piano, and we'll throw in a little bit of guitar. So you can see now it's pulling from the AI system and creating these. And these are all copyright free that you can use. Here, I'll play you this one here. So pretty cool stuff. And you can use these as much as you want and generate new ones all the time. So I'm going to select that one, and then we're going to click Next. Now we can choose a voice for our podcast. Now we also sync up to 11 Labs. So if you want to use your own voice, they have the best in the world to clone your voice. And we're going to have solutions for that too. But at launch, you'll be able to use 11 Labs if you use that, or use one of these great voices that we have here. So actually, like James, let's listen to that one super fast.
In this episode, we're going to cut through the noise and give you the straight up truth about what it really takes to build your audience.
All right, I think that's going to go great with the music. So we're going to go with that and click Next. Now we have two options here. First off, if you want to write your own transcript, you can totally do that with Podcaster. All right. You don't have to use AI if you don't want to actually generate the text in the transcript. So I'm going to put in my episode name here, and that's going to be called Getting Followers and Traffic, the Truth. And that's going to be the first episode of my social media marketing podcast. And then for tone, I think I'm going to go with relaxed here. I think that'll be good. And then the description, I already have one as well, all right, which offers a deep dive into the world of social media marketing, providing listeners with expert advice on building a robust online presence. All right, so we're going to use all this data, just how Bookle makes books, just like Autofunnel makes pages, to build out your podcast. All right, so now we're generating the transcript and we can see that live. So welcome to the Social Media Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. Now you can change any of this that you want. And in today's episode, we'll take a deep dive into the latest trends on social media and find out the truth about getting followers and traffic. All right, so I'm going to confirm I like that. I think that sounds good. Now we're going to be building out the episode artwork as well. You have the option where you can just have a single piece of artwork for everything, or you can do this instead. I think I'm going to go with this one here, and we're going to generate. Awesome. So it's already generated. This is the first episode in our podcast. We can download this. We can look at the transcription, or I can change out the art or give it a play.
Welcome to the Social Media Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. And in today's episode, we'll take a deep dive into the latest trends on social media and find out the truth about getting followers and traffic.
So pretty cool stuff. You can generate complete podcasts, long form, and have them out on a weekly basis that promotes your business without actually having to get on a microphone and write the whole thing out. And this is the only software in the world that does it. All right, guys, so that's the software that we've built. We're super excited, and all of this is coming about 4 to 6 weeks. Awesome, guys. So now, in just a matter of minutes, you've seen me create a book, then build a website funnel. Then you saw me auto tag contacts. Now, just to be clear what that means, you'll immediately know in every single funnel who became a lead, who became a customer, the time between those, and you're able to create campaigns specifically for those people. You don't have to go do anything yourself, and that happens automatically. Send an email to SmartList, set up automated workflows, and then promote with Podcaster. All of this you can do, and it's insane, literally within an hour of sitting there with Autofunnel 2.0. Everything from beginning to end. It's all in one platform, and it's pretty amazing as it covers every single part of your business. Now, for our final 2.0 feature, this takes your business to the next level. And this feature allows you to build a marketing agency around our platform. You can easily take on clients who pay you to build websites, follow-up marketing books, and more. You can do this for them, provide that service, and you keep all the money you make from your clients. So it's called Autofunnel Agency. All right, and here's how that works. All right, guys, so the last feature that is coming to all pro accounts could be the most important, and here's why. From now on, every single pro account is going to have an agency edition included. So you can click this agency button here at the bottom, and you'll see that we're in my account right now. But with an agency edition, we can add as many accounts as we want. So if you got clients and you were selling AI services or creating books, websites, even podcasts, then you would have sub-accounts for each and every client. The first thing you might want to do is click here and add your agency or company logo. You can change this at any time, and as you can see now, instead of the Autofunnel logo, anyone that logs into your account will see your logo for your company. Now I'm going to add a new account, and this is going to be for our new client, Mike Michaels Consulting. Now, what Mike does is he consults for industrial companies. He helps them improve their bottom lines and their tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and put in an email address here for Mike, and we're going to choose a logo. All right, we'll choose this one right here, click create, and we're good to go. So right now I'm still in my main account. All right, guys, sorry about that. Let's see. Caroline, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you can't see my screen, right?
We can see your screen frozen.
Just the share screen of the keynote.
All right, Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Caroline, that command just shut down everything. So let me see if I can figure out how to get that back. Let's do this. Why don't one of you guys take over, and then I'll try to take over back from you. I got nothing at all on my screen anymore. I can't see any Zoom controls.
Sure, yeah, we can totally discuss what we've seen so far. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm excited about Podcaster, and we're trying to push that as early as possible. We've been working on the background on Podcaster for quite a while, and as Trey mentioned already, like when we started playing around, and generate a bunch of podcasts, we realized, man, this is like feels a little dry. We want to put some music, some entertain audience, your audience. But also, what's important about music, we're using that music to separate from one section of your podcast to another section. Because if you listen to a standard podcast where people just dump their ideas in like a norm, it's just like they're just talking, which is not bad, but it's sometimes really hard to listen to one guy just talking nonstop without even breaks to like actually like from one section of thoughts to another section of thoughts. So with music, we want to try to separate those sections and to give audience more easier digestible like way of consume information. And I'm kind of excited to let you guys to play around with that stuff. So what do you, Pavel, think about this podcaster and whole this new shebang?
Yeah, so there's a pretty if you follow the podcast scene, there's a pretty known like fact that every podcast shuts down before their fifth. Like 99% of podcasts shut down before their fifth episode. And that's strictly because it's so damn hard to record unlimited podcast episodes. Like it's hard. Like you have to do it for probably like 3 hours, 4 hours per episode to have like a few minutes of a decent episode. And people just give up. And I think this tool will just change everything because now it's easy, right? Now you can just jump on, like throw your ideas in there, throw, some Bookle book content in there and make an episode without spending all the time and effort to do it. So I think we just solved the biggest roadblock when it comes to creating a podcast.
Yeah, and sorry, just to jump, I did get this fix, guys. So sorry about that. I was trying to hide some controls on Zoom. It looks like it shut down sharing. But yeah, and it's free traffic. That's the thing. Podcasts are known and very widely known as being like one of the last resources of good free traffic. That in social media, and we know how hard social media it is. And the reason that social media is so much harder than podcast is because it's so hard to make a podcast, right? Like sitting around and talking on a podcast for an hour is much more difficult than shooting a 5-second video or posting a picture. So yeah, so we're super excited about that product. And as you'll see, that one's going to be hitting you guys really soon inside of the portal. So I'm not sure exactly where this video left off, but I went ahead and kind of moved it into the middle here so we can kind of finish going over agency. Then we'll go over a few other things. And I know you guys are asking questions and we'll answer that as well. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that, guys. My main account, but if I click here, we're now going to be into Mike's account. You can see there's no funnels listed here. All of this is brand new. If we go to Bookle, there'll be no books, etc. So this is only for Mike, and we can always see who we are actually using right now by looking down at the agency icon right here. Now, Mike just wanted a homepage, so I'm going to do this really simply for him. First, I'll create new funnel. Then I'll choose make a homepage. And now we just give a little bit of information about Mike, what niche he's in, and then of course a quick description of what he's trying to solve with his consulting company. And then we generate a brand new homepage from scratch with Autofunnel. Awesome. So here we have a homepage that looks fantastic. Look at this. We have the industrial complex in the background. Of course, we can switch out, have his logo here. We have maximizing industrial profitability. We have the places he's been featured, and we have how we increase operational efficiency, supply chain management, and more. Of course, I didn't come up with any of that. That was automatically done. We can throw our video in here if we have one of him as well. We talk about the goals of his company, and all of this is, of course, custom copy written just for Mike Michaels. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back home. So here we go, our first funnel for Mike. And remember, we can create as many funnels for him as we want. This is inside of his own sub account, as many books, as many podcasts, as many workflows, all specifically for one client using Autofunnel. Awesome, guys. So yeah, now not only can you use all these tools for yourself, but you can also create a services business. Now, listen, if you have a product you know you want to sell, you've got a product that is really dear to your heart, right? Maybe it is something like social media marketing you want to help people with, then using it for yourself is super awesome. But if you're like, you know what, I really want to help other people, then to be able to do that much for them, that 1 hour of work, think about how beneficial that is to someone. Think about how much that would be worth to them to have a podcast made, to have a book, to have a complete entire funnel with multiple web pages, right? To have a full follow-up system, to have 30 days of emails written and all this kind of stuff. The value proposition there is insanely high. And again, we don't take any of the money that you make from that. All right, so now we can build a massive marketing agency with the same tools, with unlimited sub-accounts, have as many clients as you want. With Autofunnel 2.0, it's truly endless potential. All right, this is all of the products now. And this is after 1 year. We just crossed the year mark. And now we have all of these products at your disposal to grow your business or even someone else's. So at this point, you probably have two questions. First off, when does all this stuff come out? And then the second one I'll get to in a second. So here's the deal. We're rolling out Autofunnel 2.0 right now. We will be releasing every major new feature in about 1 to 2 weeks in between each one. So starting with agency, contacts, and design updates, those are all coming next week. And then 1 to 2 weeks, we'll be releasing each new feature. So that means everything will be out before the end of Q3, about like 6 weeks is what we're looking at. So these are all in final stages, just tweaking all that good stuff. Then number two, how much does it cost? Well, with these new features, we're raising the price to $299 per month, and that comes out to $3,588 per year. But I got some good news for you. If you're already a subscriber, you're grandfathered in for life at the $14.97 a year, just like we talked about before. I made that promise to you guys back even when it was just a single product, which was the pages part, making funnels, and that's it. And that's what everyone was paying. But I said, you're going to be grandfathered in for life. And we are going to stick to that, even including agency and all that stuff. So that's 60% off of what people are going to be paying right now. Now, listen, if you don't have Autofunnel yet, and I know a lot of you do, but if you don't, all right, so this special offer is only available at the URL below, which is discount.autofunnel.ai. If you go to our main website, you click on pricing and go do that, you'll see it's already $299 a month. We have no annual option at all, actually. So this is a special offer if you don't have Autofunnel and you want all of these features and to get grandfathered in like our previous customers, then you have until Monday to take advantage of that. And that's at discount.autofunnel.ai. Oh yeah, and one more thing. As you probably heard, last year we created the #1 AI course in the world. It's called AI Mastery Live. And AI Mastery Live included 6 weeks of training, personally taught by me, and a full year of meeting with me every week to discuss your business. Pablo's there every week, Nick's there almost every week, and the whole team. Over 2,000 people took this course, and it was a huge hit. And I'm excited to announce we'll be unveiling AI Mastery Live 2.0 next week. And it's all completely new, completely updated content. A lot of the stuff you guys have been asking for, totally revamped section on Facebook ads, for example. I dive deep. If you guys don't know, before Autofunnel, I had multiple startups, and it was always bootstrap, figuring out myself, and I'll show you exactly what I've learned through all these years. So this has brand new in-depth videos on everything you need to know about building a business with our tools. And just like the previous version, this one will be free to anyone who is a part of Autofunnel Pro. Autofunnel Pro has everything, and that's what you're going to get for the $14.97 before Monday. So keep an eye out on your inbox for that. Make sure to grab this while it's discounted if you're interested. All right, guys, so super fun. Had a blast showing you guys that stuff. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's do a little bit of Q&A. So, Pavli, do we have any questions there?
Yeah, we actually have a bunch of questions, so I'll start from the beginning. This one's about Broadcaster. Does this mean we can finally get rid of MailChimp? I hate using Zapier to connect to other websites. It's so confusing.
That's correct. So you will not have to use Zapier at all anymore. This will do everything that MailChimp does and more because we actually write all the content for you. So super excited about that. That was one of the biggest pains that we felt like was, letting you guys get in here, build everything, and then we had to tell you to go use another service. So we are absolutely, you'll be able to cancel that subscription.
Okay, and next one also about broadcasts. Can texting and emails be used in Australia? And can we add contacts from other lists outside of Autofunnel to the contacts lists?
Yeah, no, so absolutely. You can upload any list that you have anywhere else and then use our platform. If you have tags already, you'll be able to tag them and all that stuff to do all the cool things that you want to do. Even if you have multiple businesses, you can do that super easy. We've made it super simple for you. Yeah, as for Australia, definitely email. I know that it does work with text as well. You just want to make sure you have an Australian phone number, most likely, Pavli. Wouldn't that be correct?
Yeah, you would
Not
have to
to pay
register.
the international charges and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. As long as you're sending within your country, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
So if you're from Australia, it's going to work in Australia.
We don't do Australia because I'm in the US, and then we end up sending text at like 4 in the morning and pissing off everyone. So, but you'll be fine. So.
Okay, another one about workflows. Is this what's used for the weekly follow-up setup you guys teach in the course?
Yes, exactly. So we'll be teaching about workflows in AI Mastery Lab 2.0, and this is exactly what we'll be teaching and using ourselves.
Okay, perfect. Another one about broadcasts. Can we schedule a single broadcast to the whole list for a specific date in the future?
Yes, you can do both. So you can choose a specific date. You can do it right now if you want, and you can do it to any segment. Since we automatically know that, we have like 2 root tags that we tag every single person. And one is, excuse me, lead, and the second one's customer. So if you just want to do the leads who haven't bought, it's like really simple. Just click a button. If you want to do only customers, super simple as well. And you can schedule that for a later date.
Okay, perfect. And this one was kind of in the middle, so I think we answered it, but I'll still read it out. Can I get an agency version of Autofunnel 2.0 so I can build my agency on Autofunnel?
Yeah, that was a big internal discussion because that's something we only did, with some private clients. But yeah, since the price is raised, we decided to give people access to sub accounts. So with this version, you will get that.
Okay. If I get Autofunnel now, do I get the podcaster and the mentioned course creator when it comes out as well?
Absolutely. So when, course creator, we want to have that out before the end of the year. The challenge there is, it's similar to podcaster, really, right? That makes audio courses. Basically, that's what a podcast can be, depending on how you prompt it. And so the next challenge is for us to build a complete video with that. And we're going to do it the same exact way that we're doing this now. So you guys will not have to pay more. And just to clarify something, with all of this stuff, with Bookle, it's pretty cheap to make books. And so with video or something like that, it'll be X amount per month. And if you want to go over that, you would have to pay, like a fee to go over. We don't have that exact amount, but I just want to make it, that's the only time the price would change is if you were a heavy user. We have one person make 800 books, believe it or not. So we do know that some people become super heavy users.
Okay, next one. It's our podcaster. Can we publish our podcast on any of the big platforms? Can we choose Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc.?
Definitely, you do all of them, right? And you own all of the content that you make with our software. So it's not like we own that content. And absolutely, there's no issue uploading those.
Okay, and here's an interesting one about Podcaster. I assume, will there be a functionality to convert our books into audiobooks?
Yeah, so that is something, Nick, we've talked about that, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's huge possibilities with the podcaster to turn the audio, like turn books into audio. But we want to focus on podcaster first, nail that down. There's a lot of UX we have to clear that up, and then we'll see, okay, how are we gonna go beyond that, how are we gonna bring the audiobooks, obviously, and then bring that podcaster engine into other areas of the funnel, which is Bookle, the very first candidate for expansion. But absolutely, that's on our to-do list.
Yeah, love it.
Okay. Can we use Autofunnel to sell other digital content and products not made inside of Autofunnel?
Yes, absolutely. So if you already have, physical books, if you already written a book, if you want to sell courses you've created, anything, even physical products that you drop ship, you can do all of that inside of Autofunnel. So super easy to do in the pages.
Okay, and with Podcaster, will we be able to connect 11 Labs to use our own voices?
Yes, absolutely. If you have, especially like the professional voice on 11 Labs is so good. That's the big reason we wanted to include that. We are planning on bringing in our own version. All of the ones that you can use, the professional voiceovers, that's on our servers that we have been developing and working on. So we're doing the technology side as well. But 11 Labs has done so well with their professional voice cloning. We knew some people would want that. So we have that option will be available at launch.
Yeah, we just want to provide some cheap option for you to experiment, to play, just in case you don't have 11 Labs subscription.
Yeah, and we figured some people would, there'll be two types of customers, one that will want their voice to be on there because this is their brand, and also one that might be doing more incognito style brand, where you might not want to be the face.
Yeah, as I love my voice, but I would prefer a different one.
Okay, and here's one from the current customers. I heard that we're getting AI Mastery 2.0 next week, but will we be getting all of this software as well?
Yeah, so the rollout will be about a 6-week period, Dick. Is that fair to say? 6 to 8 weeks, something like that, rollout for all those?
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, we're trying to give all updates. If you're an active subscriber, all updates you got for free, including all new software.
Yeah. And I think we're doing contacts will be next week, so we'll have that very soon. Agency version will be next week, so you guys can do sub accounts. Then right after that, we'll be doing Podcaster is one that's like I know is in QA, and that's something Nick that we're looking at.
It's getting closer.
Yeah.
Instead of just dump it,
that could be the next one. That or broadcast. Those are two kind of at the finish line together.
Yeah, instead of just releasing everything for you guys and then just dump all that beauty on you, we want to do like staging, like one piece at a time to make sure the quality is good, and then also like get you guys used to those tools. We're gonna have to write learning materials, videos, articles, how to use it effectively. So it's a lot. And also a lot for you guys, to digest all that, enormous amount of new features, new buttons, new like flows. That's going to be a lot. So we want to give you like one at a time, and we all go over those features on this Thursday meetings that we have weekly that Trey mentioned, which is also a very big and important part of this training. And so really excited to get your feedback on all those new features. And really
Absolutely.
Cool.
Okay, we have a few more. Will there be a membership site add-on to create courses or place for subscribers or customers to download or consume materials?
Yeah, so that's definitely something we want to add in the future, which would include, account creation for those people. So that's something that we will be adding in the future, especially once we get Coursera out there. there'll be a much bigger need for that. Since we'll have software that actually builds courses, then hosting them is going to become a more important, problem for us to tackle. So.
Okay, and we have one from Camille. Camille, I'm gonna butcher it a bit because it's a longer question, and I think I might explain it a bit better. So Trey, if a client, for example, an agency client has a course they're selling and they get some customers, we put them in one workflow. How do we separate that workflow from their usual marketing workflow that goes out to their leads?
Gotcha. So there's a bunch of rules that are set up that I didn't go over that would have been kind of complicated to show on this, but that's how it would work. So you can have as many workflows as you want. You can have it when a person exits workflow A, they're automatically put into B depending on their tags. So you could have 10 workflows. Everyone goes through the first one, and then they go to one of 9 different workflows depending on the actions they take during that. Did they open, a bunch of emails? Did they reply to a text message? Did they purchase something? So yeah, so we'll have full automation that gets people to go through the different workflows as well.
Okay, perfect. Let me just see if we have a couple of new ones. Did we mention what the price would be if somebody cannot purchase before Monday?
Yeah, so it'll be $300 a month is what it will be. So after Monday, we got a special offer on an annual. So you pay for the whole year up front and get 60% off.
Okay. Gene asked, can we plug a blog post into Podcaster so it reads it as a podcast episode?
Yeah, so what you would want to do is when you're prompting Podcaster, you would want to take and summarize that blog post, get all the main points in that, and then you drop it in there into Podcaster and manually kind of tell it, hey, I want to base something on this, which is fun because I believe one of your first versions of Podcaster, Nick, you actually had it where you paste a URL. Wasn't that right? Was that Podcaster?
Yeah, we've been discussing that one. So many people like writing blogs, and then they want to just extra exposure through the audio. I like audio. I'm walking dog and I listen to audio podcasts a lot, and but reading does not have much time. So yeah, I think that's another avenue for you guys to to bring more eyes and ears in this case into your product or into your area expertise. So definitely you can, we will allow to have a longer prompt for podcaster that you can just literally copy paste whole article, and say hey, summarize this one and create podcast based on this information, semicolon, boom, all your long text. And that's what's going to be this podcast. Then you can attach your voice with the 11 Lab and then put some music, do fancy artwork. You'll be able to upload your own artwork if you artist, or you have artists on the premises that can do awesome. So that's all totally cool. And and then just expose and just see how podcast works for you.
Yeah, love it.
Okay. I think I saw one more. Yeah, I'm assuming this is about Podcaster. Is it available in multiple languages?
Podcaster, that's a good question for Nick. Have you tested? I know since Bookle and our other software is, but that's a great question. Nick, do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, so we did. Yeah, we know that Bookle, we have a huge demand for a native support of different languages, which we do have in our pipeline in the backlog, but we don't execute on that. For Podcaster, we are thinking about from the beginning, and we did some tests. We're going to focus obviously on English first because we want to deliver. Our English speaking audience is huge and we want to deliver and that as fast as possible. But we're definitely going to support different languages, and especially with the voice and 11 Labs, they support tons of languages. So that's not going to be a problem. And but it's just for expectations. Yes, eventually we'll do at launch. We do not. But we actually hear you guys said that you want to do that stuff. But again, because as a Bookle have some kind of workarounds to do that, for some people it works, for some people not. We expect podcaster that those workarounds will still be available, especially when you do 11 labs as a your voice. If you connect that can be done, but we'll try to see our test and do a couple more, see if we can do that at the launch. But again, 99% we'll probably stick for English for now, but eventually for sure we're gonna expand that to different languages.
Yeah, awesome. Hey guys, if you have any other questions, pop that in the question box. We're happy to answer a few more for you guys. I know we went over a lot of content, and thank you, Nick, for that answer. That actually sounds great. So, Pavle, do we have any more here? What's going on?
Yeah, I have a good one here. Will there be training videos on each of these new tools we just announced?
Absolutely. So the way that we're doing AI Mastery Live 2.0, first off, we're going to have help articles and all that kind of stuff for everything. But the way we're doing AI Mastery Live 2.0 is it's really centered around the software, because we now finally can really complete that circle. With AI Mastery Live 1.0, we didn't have all the tools we have now, especially when I launched that a year ago. So yeah, so we're going to really formulate the whole entire thing around all of the products that you saw. And we'll update it one day, and we have Coursera as well, and talk about that. So yeah, so you'll be able to get training through that as you go through the course. And then you'll also be able to have help articles and stuff for specific things.
Okay, and I have an interesting one from Troy here. Will we release A/B split testing for funnel pages?
Ooh, we have something we're working on, Troy. I think, should I spill it, Pavle?
I think you can give him a little hint.
A little hint. So
Yeah,
we actually
he'll
got
love it.
something that we're working on much bigger than that we think is going to change the whole industry. And it's automated split testing. So imagine you're testing like 15 pages, 15 headlines, all this kind of stuff automatically. And as soon as we find out one headline does better, we test variations, and it goes down a rabbit hole, and everything's automatic. That's what we're working on building, which I think is
the key part, all those 15 variations is not made by a human. That's what I emphasize.
Yeah, that's an important part. Yeah, I'm not talking about you doing the work. You just describe everything, and then we figure out the best path. So, yeah, so that's something I'm super excited about that we're working on. It's not going to be ready for probably a couple months, but it'll be exciting.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm really excited about that one. Just want to emphasize, we've been working on this trail like a whole year pretty much. We have that idea, and then we do mock-ups. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. And we how we want to maximize the revenue for our customers. How we want to give them something that they can go to the bank. And I think they someone I see in the comments AZ testing. That's pretty hilarious. And that's
I love that.
Really what we're actually going to do.
We might have to steal that, whoever posted that. That's pretty good. All right, Pavle, anyone else?
Yeah, let me see if we have another interesting one. Will we be able to pull audio from Podcaster and turn it into social media posts?
Oh, that's interesting. I have to be honest, we haven't really thought about that. The issue, I would believe, would be the video part, right? So I think that would be more of a Coursera type thing when we came out with that, because you need some video component to upload it. So probably not, unless you took the podcast, you'd be able to download it in MP3 format. So you could absolutely take it and then drop it in software and do something on your own with it. But no, that's a great question. And that's an interesting use case for future products.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep the text very short, I don't know, was the under few sentences, that you definitely can do that. Maybe remove music, do not opt in for the music, or actually do music. It's up to you. But yeah, totally. But you can download MP3 and do whatever you want with this MP3. Put in video game, do it for social media, or I don't know, send to your mom. It's up to you guys. So definitely be creative for that.
Awesome. Love it.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's about it. Now it's a bunch of repeat questions. And I just want to make sure everybody knows we'll send everybody a replay of this event in case you missed an answer or want to go over something again. And Trey, just to be clear for anybody that's a current customer, because I see a lot of questions about that too. Anybody that's currently an Autofunnel member, you get all of these upgrades for free. You're grandfathered in, so no need to, purchase anything again or join.
Yeah, as
before
long as
Monday.
you're a subscriber for that original price you got in, you're going to keep that price and get all the new features, for forever. Like I said, the only thing that we might have to do with some of these new ones that are eating up a lot of CPU power, costing us a lot more money, is have a limit. After if you make I don't know 20 podcasts in a month, which is a lot, then at that point, if you want to go over that, we might have some sort of limit. We have discussed it. We don't have pricing on that, but no, absolutely, you get all the stuff for free, just like if you were paying the $2.99 a month for it.
Yeah, but we expect for majority of people, like quota will be like generous. It's like if you like go beyond that, and we still have to figure out the cost of goods that we actually need to spend on servers, stuff like that.
Yeah. To be super clear, the goal is, for anyone using the software in a normal environment for you and clients is you would not have to pay more. So.
Okay, guys. Looks like that's it with the questions.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, listen, thank you guys so much for showing up. This was a blast. And thanks Pavle and Nick, and thank you Caroline for silently being the back end host there and doing the technical stuff, and Nick and Pavle for helping me with my technical error and getting on for a second while I could fix that. So that was super fun. So listen, guys, if you're interested in this, I'd strongly recommend you grab it before end of day Monday if you're interested, and that's only a discount to autofunnel.ai. So I would make sure you write that down or something. Just to make sure you have that, because again, if you go to the regular site, you're not going to see that discount. So that's only going to be available on our on that page. So thank you guys so much. As you can see, we've been busy at work for you, and we're excited. We're going to keep on building out great stuff. I can't wait to get this in your hands, and look out for an email in the next week or two